Okay, so good morning, class. So still remember, how are we going to find the equation of tangent? Let's revise together. Okay, yeah. Okay, 直气. What is tangent? Okay, if we say, if I give you a curve, okay, then I draw a line like that. Is this called tangent, 直气?
No,
Why? Why is not a tangent? Okay, I put here point A. Is it a tangent to the curve y equal to fx at point A?
no.
No. Why? You know the reason. You see, in says max, correct? You know the reason is not. You know the answer is no. Yeah, correct. But you have to know how to explain why. No. Full stop. Because. Zuchi, try.
Because tangent only touches one point.
Yeah, because the straight line cut through the curve. Are you clear? Cut. Yeah, but can a tangent touch the curve at another point? The answer is a yes. But this is not. So this, we say that this is not. So we have to be very clear. This straight line is not a tangent to the curve at point A because this is a reason. Okay? Hand on that. Okay, so how to find the equation of tangent? So what must we have first? So we know that tangent is a, so what must we have first? Zafan. So I give you the fx. Okay, the function of the curve. Okay, so what must I do first, Zafan? So that we can save our time. So you have to know what must you do first. So first, what must you do, Zafan?
Have to bring the denominator out. So that means E equals to, E bracket 1 minus x.
Yeah. So I know. So in general, what must we do first?
Rewrite the whole thing.
Yeah, we must find
the gradient
function. Yes. So gradient function.
And the second must find the gradient at x equals to.
Yeah, so this is your dy dx, correct? So you have to remember, I must find the gradient function. So when you work it out that time, you know, okay, the moment the question says, I want to find the equation of tangent, straight away you write down your fx equal to E over 1 minus x. Okay, so now just now, Zafan, you are saying, okay, so why must I differentiate? Because this is also the gradient of tangent, correct? So if I want to know gradient of tangent, I must have gradient function first. So that is the first step I start. So I start, so I differentiate. So Zafan, just now you told me that I have to rewrite this. Is it what you mean?
Yes.
Yes. So Zafan, the next step, how am I going to differentiate?
So E times -1.
So you straight away write down f prime x. So yeah, time by the power. Then next step. Still remember yesterday the rule that we used?
This is,
Yes, try Zafan. Just tell me what to write.
wait, let me see. Oh, 1 minus x
Okay, good. Close.
times and
Close
bracket,
first. Close
close
first. You have
first,
to
yeah.
do something to the power.
-1. So that means -2
Yeah, you are right. Then after that,
times 0, is it?
yeah, derivative of 1 is 0. No doubt. Then derivative of negative x.
Is 1.
Yeah, so it's -1, right? -1. So in all, this thing can be simplified. So this one will be E. Okay, 1 minus x to the power of -2. Yeah, so it will be E over 1 minus x squared. Are you okay? So that is the first step. So you are done with the first step. So you know that you want, anytime you want to find the equation of tangent to a curve, first thing, you must get the gradient function first. Okay, so you are done with that. Then second part. So what should I do? Second thing. Okay.
Find the gradient
Singran.
at given
Yeah.
x. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Hold on. Singran,
Yes.
what is the second step?
Sub 2 into the gradient function
Yeah.
and
So what
get the tangent.
Yeah. So what you need to do is you need to get the gradient of tangent at the specific point. Correct? And also the y coordinate. If they give you the x and y coordinate, then it's fine. So what you need to do is, if I'm talking about at x equal to a, so you have to get the gradient as f prime a. Okay, then the y coordinate as fa. Are you clear? So that is the second step. So we are going to do the second step. So the x is equal to 2. So I get my f prime 2. Okay, so E over 1 minus 2 squared. So I get E over 1 squared. So it's E. Right? Then I get the y coordinate. This is called y coordinate. So E over 1 minus 2. So go back to your fx function. So you get negative E. So now you get the gradient. That is E. And the point. So if you are a person who need to be so careful about it, then you better write down. X is 2, Y is negative E. Am I right? So the next step, what should I do? Yeah, Xin-Chi.
Find fx when x go to 2.
Yeah, I got already.
Huh?
Xin-Chi, I got already. Then what should I do with all the second step information?
Find the equation of tangent.
Find the equation. So now the third part will be, you can use y equal to mx plus c, or you can use y minus y1 equal to mx minus x1. Right? So the third step will be, so I will use y equal to mx plus c. Okay, this is more common to everyone. So y, I sub in, equal to m x is 2 plus c. Okay, so from here, I get the value of c. So negative e minus 2e equal to c. Okay, can I have, where is Kevin? Kevin.
Hello. Negative
You know,
3e equals to c.
Yeah, you are right. You see, negative 3e minus 1e minus 2e minus 3e. Okay, good. So therefore, the equation of tangent is y equal to m x plus c. Done. So you have to keep train yourself doing equation of tangent or equation of, later I will talk about another thing. So are you okay? Hello?
Yes.
So anything that you are learning, right? What you need to do is you have to tell yourself, other than knowing the skill of how to do it, you have to put your mindset step by step process. Hello? Got it? Okay. So now I want to test your understanding of when to use simple rule, when to use chain rule. So I'm going to set a few questions for you to find the gradient function. Okay? So shall we? Okay. So thank you. So question 2. Find the gradient, find the rate of change function for each of the following. You can start trying one by one already, huh? Are y'all trying? Okay, thank you. You know, definitely there is one question I make it in such a way that will lead to another part of what I want to teach. Huh? You look at it carefully. So simple rule, there are 3 altogether. How many of them you have to remember? And the chain rule. Before you can use simple rule, you must simplify. Look at the things, whether you can simplify it or not. Okay, can we start the discussion? Anyone try until E already? Okay. Not yet. Okay. So I give you another 2 minutes. Huh? This is 6 times square root. Okay, can we just discuss as we move along? We'll see how we go. Okay, Sihan, how to do part A?
We write the equation to ex plus s to the power of 3.
Okay, so everyone, you get what I mean? Because this E is a constant, so I expand it. Yeah. So this will be x to the power 1 plus 2, so x to the power 3. So then you can start to use what rule, Sinhi? Simple rule.
Simple rule.
Yeah, so what is the rate of change of EX?
E.
E, good. Then what is the rate of change of X cubed?
3x squared.
Yeah, 3x squared. So in this question, we are using 2 rules. That is a constant times x. The answer is the constant. All right. Then we use another simple rule. Ax to the power n is equal to a times by the power take away 1. So in your SAT 1, I will test you all the rule. Yeah, good. So how to do part B? Okay. So I want to make sure everyone know the rule. Yeah, how to do part B? Hold on. Okay. Vân Yik. Wanik, how to do part B?
Make the x plus e to the power of x to x plus e to the power of x negative 1.
Yes, so that means so every time when you have ln, correct, it's good to put the bracket. So you know this is a constant. So you bring the whole thing up. The whole thing will be power -1. So bear in mind, ln 3 is a constant also. So now, what rule to use? We are using a chain rule, correct? Okay. Wanik, can you tell me how to do chain rule?
Ln 3 times -1
Yeah,
Yes.
ln 3 times -1.
times x plus e to the power of x
Yeah.
-1 minus 1.
So
that is
-1 minus 1, that is
-2.
-2. Can I stop here?
So
No. So what should I proceed?
times 1 plus e to the power of x.
Yeah, 1 plus e to the power of x. So I'm using chain rule. So what you can do is, if you want, you can write like that. Okay, you put in the bracket, then times by 1 plus e to the power of x. Yeah, especially when you have ln, it's good to bracket it up. Okay, so in this case, I'm using chain rule on top of some simple rule. So still remember your chain rule? I write down the rule here for you. A, then I have fx to the power of n. So multiply by the power, copy down the whole thing, power take away 1, times by the rate of change of whatever in the bracket. So this is the chain rule. Chain rule, it must be in front is a number. Okay? Okay, now. And I also use another simple rule to do the exponential term. Am I right? So that is copy down the whole thing, times by the rate of change of the power. That's why here we put e to the power x. I don't put time 1 because I know the derivative for x is 1. Are you okay? Okay, let's go to C. So C, how should I rewrite C? Yeah, Wenqing.
Move the ln x up.
Move the ln x up. How to move? Is it
5
this
over
way?
2 times ln bracket ln x to the power of -1.
Yeah, that should be the way you write. Right? So next. So you differentiate also according to chain rule, am I right?
Yes.
So 5 over 2 multiplied by the power, copy down the whole thing, power take away 1, times by, okay. Wenqing, what is the derivative for ln x?
1 over x.
Yeah, so you see, you are familiar already. Anyone in the class don't know why the ln x is 1 over x?
Miss, I
so
don't.
you don't know? Okay, I write the formula for you, see whether you know or not. So this is the simple rule for long term. I write it here because that one I want to write the answer. So d over dx a ln fx. This is a. Then you have to put in the bracket function, correct? Fraction fx put at the bottom, f prime x put on top. So now you know how you get 1 over x?
Yes, Miss.
So you better memorize all the one that I written in red. We have been doing this for so long already. So this one, if I simplify, okay, I rewrite. So it will become negative 5 over 2x times ln x squared. Am I right? So I practically cover all the rule that we have learned already through these few examples. Okay, let's look at part D. Let's look at part D. So fx is equal to 6. So when I have a square root, I will write 1 minus x to the power of half. Yep. Okay, so how am I going to differentiate this? Which rule am I going to use? Simple rule, chain rule? Okay. Thaddeus?
Yeah, Miss.
Yeah, so can you tell me how to find the gradient rate of change function?
I use chain rule.
You use chain rule, correct lah.
So
Yeah,
become 3 bracket 1 minus s
So
power
how you get 3? How you get 3?
6 times half.
Okay, so those who can do straight away, you go ahead. You don't have to write this step. Then copy down the whole thing.
Then power minus 1 become negative half.
Yeah, so you get negative half. The reason is 1 minus half is half minus 1 is negative half. Then after that?
Then bracket negative 1.
Yeah, why negative 1, Thaddeus?
The dy dx of the function inside the bracket.
Yeah, the dy dx for this one. Because it's negative x. So dy dx for negative x is negative 1. Dy dx for 1 is 0. Okay, so straight away you get negative 3 over square root of 1 minus x.
Miss, is it a must we need to change the final answer into fraction every time?
Okay, so for me, it's a habit for me. So if you don't want, if I just ask you for the rate of change function, you put like that, I will not mark you wrong. I still will mark you correct. I still will mark you correct. But if, for example, I set this question in such a way, find the equation of tangent. Isn't it you write in a fraction form, so it's easier for you to do the calculation? So for me, my habit is I usually put in a form that will help me to further my calculation. So I get that kind of habit. So next time, every time when I do, I will put it in that form.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
So for this question, it's not a must. But for other things, you want to make sure your calculation is easier, you can see it clearer, then you better learn how to put the things in such a way that try not to have negative power. Correct or not? Inside our mind, too much negative thing will destroy us. So that's why we try to be as positive as possible. So that's why when you learn maths, you learn a lot of things in life. Yeah. So can we put E? Can we go to part E?
Miss, I have a question.
Yeah. Okay. What is your question?
Instead of putting it as -3 divided by to the power square root of 1 minus x, can we put it as -3 fraction 1 minus
Can.
x to the power of 1 over
To
2?
you.
Oh,
Up to you.
okay, thanks.
So this one, if you put as -3 over square root of 1 minus x is also correct. If I put as, do you know why I purposely put on top? So that I make sure I know up here is -3. The whole fraction will be negative instead of put at the side. So the way you write is depend on which one you are comfortable with. Okay. You see, Anna? So there is no such thing as, but the negative sign can only put either on top, middle, or at the bottom. Your choice.
No, miss, I mean like, can you put instead of square root, can you put like -1 over 2? I mean 1 over 2, not -1 over 2.
Why -1 over 2?
I mean like, can I put like -3 divided by 1 minus x to the power of 1 over 2?
Oh, you mean this, you mean this. You mean this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you mean this -3 over 1 minus x to the power half. Okay,
Yeah.
so now I ask you, if you have this form and compare to this form, which one is easier if I ask you to count f prime, for example, 5? Which one is easier, you think? If I straight away, -5. Okay. Yeah, -5. So which one is easier? So this one will be much easier, correct? You
Yeah.
straight away can get the square root. For if you write in this form, you have to interpret back. The square root, power half means square root. So this will be a better presentation of your answer.
Oh,
You get
okay.
me?
Yeah.
Especially to the reader. So it's nothing wrong. All the three can be, but it's your presentation of your answer. Do you get me?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to part E. So part E, what do you think, part E? Yeah, what do you think, part E? How to do part E? Jiaxin, Tanjianxin, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, how to do part E, Jianxin?
You move the 2 in front, so it becomes 10 log x.
Then break the bracket.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, then you just use your simple rule. Yep. Correct or not, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, you check whether Miss Do do it correctly or not. Okay, so this is your f prime x. Okay, now let's go to part F. So can I use chain rule for part F? Class? Can I use chain rule for part F?
No,
Cannot.
Why not? Why not?
because square root x is not a number.
Yeah, because this is not a number, you see? So you see, you the first thing I tell you about chain rule, if you take notes, then this is not a number, so I cannot use chain rule. So now if I cannot use chain rule, then how?
Expand.
Expand, yeah, you can do so. If I don't want to expand, is there any other way? Is there any other way if I don't want to expand? Yes. So you see, mathematician come up with another formula for you. So this is part E. Is it part E? Part F. So my fx is equal to square root of x. Wait, I have to go back. 1 minus 2x. Okay, to the power 3. Okay, so if I can expand. Power 3 is okay. I can expand. But if I don't want to expand, also there is another formula. So this is called, we are going to talk about is the product rule. Product rule. So in maths, so this is another one. So if simple rule cannot work, I ask the help from chain rule. If chain rule cannot work, then I see whether I can use product rule or not. That means product rule is a more complex rule. So product rule is for product of two functions only. Two functions. So that means if I have my fx is equal to two functions. One function I call it u, the other function I call it v. So I have to write down the function. Then I get the, so it's in terms of x, so I get the f prime x. Then I write down another function, I get the derivative of that function. When I put a prime means v prime x, okay? Yep. So the derivative or the rate of change of fx will be every time product will go with addition. So v u prime plus u v prime. So you see, this product rule is very complex. So if I have a choice, I will not use product rule. Do you get me? So you have to remember product rule is only product for two functions. That is how it goes. Okay. So for the sake of those who are that one, I will do it step by step for you to see. So my u is equal to x to the power half. My v is 1 minus 2x cubed. So when you use product rule, your u and v, the product of the two functions, will always involve simple rule or chain rule. So this one, to get the derivative for u, I need to use simple rule. Am I right? Okay. So what is the rate of change of x squared? Shafika.
1 over 2x power negative 1 over 2.
Okay. So if I want, I can write it as 1 over 2 root x. If you don't want, you can leave it like that. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. So Shafika, what is the derivative of v prime?
3 bracket 1 minus 2x square multiplied by negative 2.
Good. So if I want to simplify further, I can do it like that. I can do it as negative 6, open bracket, 1 minus 2x squared. So I usually will bracket this up as well. Okay. So now the next step is I sub into this formula. So my f prime x, okay, that is how, for me, when I do, I won't write this step. I straight away put into the formula. Okay, v, okay, I will say the back, this is the back, for me, this is the back, this is the front. Okay, this is the front. So I will say the back times by the differentiation of the front, multiply, always go with plus, plus the front times by the differentiation of the back. So done. So if the question say don't have to simplify, you don't have to simplify. But if the question doesn't say that, then you have to learn how to factorize. Are you clear? Learn how to factorize. So how we factorize, we look for common factor. This is a common factor. 3 is 2 plus 1. This is a common factor. Okay, so I will take out the common factor. I will take out like that. Because here got power 2, here also got power 2. So I take out 1 minus 2x to the power of 2. So whatever remaining, I put in the bracket here. So this is remain 1 minus 2x power 1 divided by 2 root x. Am I right? Then this one got negative 6. This one got root x. So the whole thing become negative 6 root x. Okay. The next step is I can also make it as a single fraction. So these are all your algebraic skill area. In the exam, S81, when I want to test you on product rule, you can just, I would say, don't have to simplify. So you can leave your answer in the first step. Okay, so to make it as a that one, so I will write 1 minus 2x. Sorry. Okay, anyone have any issue on this? How come I can straight away write 12x? Anyone? If you don't have, then I assume you know how I get to that. Huh? Hello? You sure? Christopher? Tan?
Can explain now, Miss.
Hello, then you don't ask.
Sorry.
No, if you don't know, you just ask, nothing to be ashamed of. The reason is because the denominator here is 1. So I want to make the denominator as 2 root 3x. So top, I times 2 root x, bottom, I times 2 root x. Understand?
Yeah.
So 2 times 6 is 12. Root x times root x is x. So I can simplify further. So all these are your algebraic skill already. Why I need to do it like that? Okay, why I have to learn how to simplify? Because I can come out this question, I say, find the coordinates of the point whereby the f prime x is equal to 0. Find the coordinate of the stationary point. I can do like that. So this is 1 minus 14x, then divided by 2 root x. So done. So your job now is make sure you know how to use product rule first. Product rule. Are you clear? You must know how to use product rule. Okay? When I can use product rule, there's a product of 2 functions. If I got 3 functions, then how? So that one you will wait see tomorrow in the class. So any further question? So if I have a choice, will I use product rule? The answer is a no. If I can use simple rule, I will use simple rule first. So every time when you see a function given to you, ask yourself, can I simplify it and use simple rule? If cannot work, then I see, can I use chain rule? So that is how you do your thinking. If chain rule cannot work, then I have no choice to go through a difficult rule. That is product rule. That is the reason why nowadays, why? Because when we use certain things, we don't think of how to start from the simple. If the simple things can be done simple, why should I use a difficult method? Correct? Hello? Can or not? Okay. Thank you, class.
Thank you, miss.
Thank you, miss.
Thank you, miss.
Thank
you,
you,
miss.
miss.
Thank you, miss.
Thank you, miss.
Thank you.
miss.
Miss,
Yes.
for this case, do we need to change the denominator to 2s?
What do you mean change the
Like we need
denominator?
to time root s for the
Yeah.
up and the down.
You want to change it? No. If the question say don't have to simplify, you don't have to, law. You
If
can
we
leave
want,
the answer.
if we
This
want, then
is
just bracket.
because-
Oh,
this
okay.
is, I teach you how to simplify is for other questions sake.
Oh, okay.
Understand or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, miss.
Azif, are you in my class?
Yes. Thank you. I am writing your answer.
Oh, okay. You can screenshot first.
Okay, thank you, miss.